Hi, welcome back. Hi, Fox. Hi, Shen. Hope you guys are doing well today. I'm doing great. Thank you guys for asking. My goodness. I am so. Oh, guys. You have no idea the work I put in to get this to turn out. Like, Jesus Christ. So we're gonna be playing the beginner's guide today. I had it suggested to me by two people. I played this game maybe like 4 years ago, and as Jay put it, I didn't really like look into it. I kind of just took it at face value, and I didn't really like interpret it very well. So I think my original like thoughts of while playing were very dry. So I think this time, um, Breaking Bad has ruined me, I will tell you. Because every time I see something in like a show or a video game or something, I'll be like, oh my god, that's like, oh my god. Like in the first episode, he was smoking a cigarette with that girl, and now he's smoking a cigarette alone, and it's like a metaphorical analysis of how he's single and lonely and he'll never find love again and blah blah blah. Like that's how my brain works now because of Breaking Bad. So I feel like I'm gonna do that with this game. And I've pretty much forgotten everything except for I remember the room with the couch very vaguely, as well as the last part of the game with the big like night buildings and the lamppost. But besides that, I don't really remember anything. So with this whole playthrough, you're probably gonna hear me say like, oh hey, I remember that, or that looks familiar, or I know what happens here, oh in the bubble room. But I don't remember like any of the dialogue or the messaging or whatever. I just remember the visuals. So, oh hi Avatar, welcome. So you guys will see me do like my first impression of this game. Those little like talk speech things in that room with the big stairs and like they all say something in them. I don't really know. Um but yeah, this game was a nightmare to get running. It didn't well, it didn't work on Steam. So I tried just pressing play and I was like, la la la, I'm setting up and hee hee, I'm so good. And then it just crashed and I was like, oh, that's weird. So I tried it two more times and it just kept crashing. Like it would load up and be like the little text on the bottom and then it would just crash. So I was like, oh, well, let me look in discussions and see what people say. So I and someone said because it's so old, it's about 10 years old, it can only run with no more than 12 cores. And my CPU has 16 cores. So I'm like, oh, easy peasy, whatever. So someone said to like go in properties and go into the game directory and just put like cores 2 or something like that. So I did that and it it got to the starting screen and then it would crash again. So I was like, okay, let's find another alternative to doing this. So then I went to a website that said to manually turn down the amount of cores that your CPU uses. So instead of 16, I'm running 8 right now. So if anything happens, that is why. My computer has already been having a bunch of issues recently. Are you actually doing these hand? Yes, I am. No, 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 no. Do you think this is just like an animation or something? Yeah, well, you want me to put up like 2 fingers, 3 fingers? I don't know. It doesn't really track that well, but yes, these are my hands. um, Frick, what was I saying? Oh my god. My computer is already like fucked up, and if you saw from last stream, it was a nightmare. Like I tried posting it on YouTube, and there was just no way, no way. I'm so upset. Like I'm so upset that that video is like, ugh, it's unusable pretty much. I'll save it to my Twitch, but there's nothing I can do about it. Um, so if my stream crashes, my game crashes, my model is really buggy or whatever, I'm blaming it on my cores. And that's all I can do. Okay, we'll fight through the scuff. That I have a very, very short temper, but we will fight through the scuff as best as I can. Um, so yeah, I would love to hear about your guys' experience with this game. I know it's very emotional, philosophical, and all of that. So I'm really, really excited. I'm kind of nervous to play. I don't know. I don't want to start for some reason. I'm really nervous. I think it's because I feel like I'm gonna cry, and I'm really embarrassed to cry in front of you guys. I really don't want to cry. I'm gonna hold back my tears, but I don't want to at the same time. So yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, here we are. Here we are. I have to check something. Okay, I did post it on both of my socials, so no one can make the excuse that I didn't. Oh man, I'm so nervous. You hear that? Bamboo. Okay, we're just gonna begin. Like normal. My audio is on, and I have captions for any hard of hearing people, such as myself. Okay, WASD and click.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game.
Hold on, I gotta turn it down.
It's completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Oh my god, he just kept talking. I was like, oh, I have to turn the volume down. Hold on, I don't want to turn it down for me because it's like, maybe if I turn my sound up. Hold on. I'm gonna turn my sound up and then I'm gonna turn the game down. Okay. I think that's better. I want him to be like loud, but I don't want him to be like too loud, you know? That's what happened with the game yesterday. Oh. Oh!
Warning. Whisper machine active.
Oh my god, that's that scared me. Holy shit. Okay, maybe that much.
Just destruction imminent.
Whisper machine active. Oh fuck.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see
It's
from
like
Koda.
Halo. Oh, burning hallway or regular hallway? Pew 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 pew. Pew 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 pew. What is the whisper machine? Oh frick.
Security call breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
No, I didn't. I was 6
It kinda
hours
looks
late.
like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere.
I'm out
But
of
then
bullets.
clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Koda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
So, what is there? Is this a door? Ooh.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Oh. Wow, look at that skybox line. Whoa, what is going on? I hear shooting and explosions. Am I supposed to be able to go somewhere? Oh, okay. I didn't know the doors open like that.
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh. Okay. But I wanted to go down. That seemed really fun.
This is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Okay. Is that the whisper machine?
You there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
Oh, you want me to
much
sacrifice
faster for
myself?
all of our lives. Would you do it? Could you give yourself?
I guess so. Meow. But
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Koda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
oh, you want me to walk into it? Okay. Oh my god! I'm flying into space. My soul is going to heaven. Oh look, there's the
The
labyrinth.
beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Koda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
So this is the second game. Oh, 2008, I think. Ooh. Liminal space. The past was behind her. Oh, I can't move. Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
In this game, you can only walk backwards.
Oh. This is gonna be bad for me. Okay. Oh.
So
but
it's
the
a
future
short
could not
and
be seen.
relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Code is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did look at Helldivers. I remembered what it was, and I did not get the helmet from Skyblock because I forgot about it until it was like 3 in the morning, and then the event had ended. So I was sad, but it's okay. It's a cool thing to have, but I'm not like too upset. Oh, why does the future keep changing? When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength? Oh, to confront it.
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that.
Aw.
Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
God, I want some butter noodles right now. Someone give me some butter noodles. Oh wow, this is a very linear path, isn't it? It's giving Slenderman. You are now entering the bone zone. Why am I slipping? I'm like on ice. Oh.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay, December 2008.
Oftentimes,
Nonsense.
Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Oh. Oh, that's cool.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
I like these stairs. It would suck if someone tripped. Oh, it's getting real slow now. Oh no.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Okay. Enter. I kind of wonder if someone has done that where they've seen how long it takes to go up at crawl speed. Oh. Oh. Stand on X staring at a bear for 3 hours. You run a shop inside your body, selling the organs strategically to make the most money before you die. A normal game where you have to scream into a mic every 15 seconds.
And nice and filled with little ideas for games.
A key in one game unlocks a door in a completely separate game. You are the queen dusting
Coda
your
would
jewelry.
often tell me that he didn't
while the
mind if
kingdom is
people thought of
destroyed.
him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Aww. Game filled with chairs except one chair is floating. You must oh! I wanted to read them all! Ready, set, fish! Oh, fuck yeah. Fishing game. I'm a fishing master, dude. Animal Crossing New Horizons taught me everything I need to know. I caught so many cod.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle.
Oh.
Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Flip the lever. Yeah. Ooh, foggy room. Scary. I don't like that I can click because it means I have like, what is it called? Autonomy? What? Do I have to like click it from the inside? Uh-oh. I might have trapped myself. Oh no. Oh!
don't forget that solution, because we're going
Oh.
to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
So smart. A lot, huh? Like, right here? What is with these rooms? He's got, like, he's
So that
just
seems to
obsessed
be
with
it,
light.
right? You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Why? What the... What the heck?
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Well, why do they just end? Oh, we're back in the bone zone. You are now exiting.
Aha.
Fuck.
So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Oh, my brain hurts. March 2009. The Great and Lovely Descent. Oh! See, this is another one of those things that I remember. It's just so iconic. Or like, oh, a house in a white void.
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Right, yeah, okay.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Parkour.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Right. I only know Unreal Engine. Wee. Meow. Oh. Is this the end? Oh no, there is something. There's a hole in the ground. Ooh. This would be perfect for like Doom or Halo or something. I feel like I've seen so many levels like this. Oh. What the... No, this is not gonna turn into a horror game. Oh, like a cattle farm. Ew. Ew! Don't block me in. I'm not cattle. Oh, shoot! No! I want to be free! No! I want to be free. Don't trap me in here. You're putting me into a cell?
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
I mean, I don't mind talking with you guys.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable. whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Said, fuck you, I'll make the games myself. This is how I want them. Don't disrespect me. It's like a prison yard, dude.
It's the puzzle again.
Oh!
With the exact same solution as the last time.
But a bigger, emptier space.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Dude, this looks like the spaceship from Alien. What the helly? Is there like any like correlation? I don't know the word, but it all just seems like every section is so different from the last. Oh. Is this an interception or whatever it's called?
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
You there, did you come from up above? What was up there? Yes, there was a word stamped with whiteness. World stamped with whiteness, an enormous prison I spent hours in, floating colored blocks. I'm gonna say 2. That's the world above, we've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and a switch? Yes, I did. There was literally the last thing I did before coming here. No, I don't remember having to go through any puzzles. I prefer not to tell you after all, we only just met. I'll do the first one. Again, perfect. Now please, tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how you got to the other side. I don't remember how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. Someone let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. I'll say 3. Oh no, but I do. We do. We need to get there. Do you understand? It's the most important thing in the world. We have to escape the prison. There must be an ending, I promise you. There's nothing I want more. Uh-oh. Hold on. I'm sorry. I need to turn it down again. Oh! Are you naked? Were you wearing clothes before? I can't tell. Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes? Do you want to know how to solve it? No, I've been right here the whole time. Yes, do you want to know how to solve it? No, we actually find the blank space between the door to be far more interesting. Have you seen it? Why would I care about the space between the door? Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. I don't recall a space between the doors. I'll say 2. Don't think too hard about it. We'll see. You'll see it again soon. Oh, scary. You guys got books. I like that. Uh-oh. Staircase. Ah. Coda
And
and
so we make
stairs,
one
dude.
last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Wow. Ooh. Is this place that I remember? Oh, this is the place that I remember. Slay. Oh, this is nice.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're gonna see it in the work as well. His games are just gonna become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
It's like the light at the end of the tunnel. April 2009. Game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. Oh, see? All notes you see are left by other players. Dude, yes! This is what I was talking about. Nice room, not. Well, these are gonna be from like.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was
first
probably
Elden
a bit
Ring.
too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is gonna happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
I just saw a flying penguin. Let me know. Wait, let me tell you, it was the most
isn't it,
majestic thing
that
I've ever
in
seen.
playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Oh, why are you playing it then? I know it's Coda, but the guy over there wrote much wrong. Much? Who is the guy over there? I gotta go grab my water. It's like right behind me, but I don't want to get up. Actually, now would be the perfect time, so 1 second. I almost tripped and killed myself. Ugh. Okay. My water. Everything's good. Alright, perfect. I think that balls guy is me, dude. Oh yeah, dude. Okay, this is gonna be perfect. Because I can track, like, which ones I read. Oh, I'm the type of person to just read them all. I'm so curious. I'm thinking, like, these are all his inner thoughts that, like, he can't get out or something. Or he wants to, I don't know, be critiqued, I can assure you, guarantee that there is an acorn somewhere here in this place, and the sailors are looking for it. I don't know. I don't want to like read too much into it, you know? But I feel like all these are his thoughts, right? I refuse to believe. But I need to go to the freaking bathroom. Recognize me, please. Hi, little dot. There's nothing here. Don't listen to that guy. Yeah, this is the first Elden Ring. A free t-shirt. Need other side door. Why are you so... Door how open? Open sesame. Makes game includes door. Dude, that's exactly the fucking like wall memes. Someday I will meet the person who made this. Well, it's your lucky day. I hope people wait, I hope people because of the internal good feeling I get. Oh wow. New room. Do you hear the chimes? They keep you going, don't they? I would very much like to be desired. Congratulations! I don't know really where to go with this. You can go in here, I think. It's not very crowded here. Scared of writing something, don't want to feel judged. A game where you leave notes and suddenly everyone's a poet. Eh. I remember where I first, when I first played this part of the game, I was like, when can I write something? Because I forgot that, you know, these aren't real. And I was like, oh, that's so cool, I want to write something. Let's jump together. Oh yeah, I guess you could just like skip everything and go straight down. Cabbage shapes our nation. Cabbage Man, when did you get here? Oh yeah, the painting. It looks like all these little guys. They're like bubbles. This also reminds me of that, the Radiohead album, Kid Amnesia. Where they made a game of it. And this is giving, you know, it's like more of a museum than a game. Like with the big oh, I missed one! Shoot! I'm sorry, little guy. I don't want him to feel excluded. Look at all the ones I've read already. Come here, I missed you. I'm coming. Okay. Very good game. Very good game. Yes. Like, I want to know what he was thinking when he wrote all these. Like, it's all, I don't know, just thoughts in your brain. And then you cannot fall off at the coal. Oh, you can't. I got scared. I was like, bro, don't tell me right now. I saw a person walking down there, now it won't come back. Oh. Devil Tower Star. I feel like if you could see people, they would just be light balls. Stop pretending you are other people. Spoilers, it doesn't mean anything. We won, all die someday. Okay, it seems like he's like... He seems like he's just waking up. Oh, it kind of looks 3D. It seems like he's becoming conscious. Game looks good, but not as good as you. Stop, fuck! You're making me blush. Oh my god! Stop it. I think it's about how things look messy from up here and perfect from far away. I hope I'm trying to speak. Just hang in, art. What about you, little guy? Stop faking it. painting. What does it mean? Whoever made this has issues. Well done. Who are all of you? Just one guy. What if you can only make one message? Then I feel like you'd really have to choose. He was himself the most horrible creature he could imagine. I don't think he's that bad. There must be a reason for it, though. His terrible secret, he kept it well. I beat the game!
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
Oh. But I don't know.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
I have to be been here for literally an hour. Help. Help. This doesn't make sense. I can never open. How do you solve it? Answer please. I don't know, it just seems too much, saying, I mean, maybe if he's like coping through his games and saying like,
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
maybe he just thinks the puzzle is cool. Maybe he doesn't necessarily like have a reason for it. I don't know. Oh dude, Fruity Pebbles! Fruity Pebbles would be so good. I keep forgetting it's not automatic. So people just walk in here and don't think to like close the door? Or those people. I don't know. Oh, who's eating chips? Oh, typewriters. Can be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me. What are you having so much difficulty talking? Speak. May to June 2009. Porn stars died too.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kinda just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Like with that last one, it makes me think that he's like, why can't you talk to someone about your emotions? Like you're keeping it in these games because it's your only coping mechanism. But I don't know. Okay, we got a room. It's like porn stars are born to die. Oh. Ooh, that's pretty. Dude, this is giving like that Rudiger arrow, like minimalistic whatever. There's some called like Dulcer and things. It's giving that. It's giving that. What was the obsession with minimalism in like 2008? As well as like 2016, minimalism was everywhere.
This is it, the whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
So I'm stuck in the well outside. Oh. So I'm escaping, but I'm not free. What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? The center room, how about a TV with surround sound, a refrigerator, put a giant hole in the ground. How about a TV? Okay, well that's a table. What about along the wall of the room? Let's put a huge picture of a horse. I'd really like a washing machine. 10 stoves lined along the wall. How about a huge picture of a horse? I used to be a very... Oh, that's not a horse. I think we should light up the room. A skylight, full ceiling window. Open that baby up. I'm thinking a 10 by 12 recessed electric 6-inch soft LED ceiling light with fluorescent trim. And we'll put live Tesla coils in each corner. Skylight. That's a lamp. And a table. You need a table. I have a table. Who are you? What exactly are you doing this from? I'm pretty sure none of my choices made a difference. Tables were invented in 1935. Yeah. Tables were invented in 1935? Actually. Oh.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Like you're trapped in a space that has no concern
he throws it
for
out and
your
starts over.
thoughts.
This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Oh. Hello, please walk forward. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take away what you remember each step. First, click on this table. Go over to the photo frame and click on it. Wait, click to turn it slightly. Now, turn the floor lamp in the room off, then turn it back on. Is this me like following directions? Now go to the left side sofa and move it over a little. Touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. What are these 3 holes? I see them a lot. Is it just the wall? Take me to my prison!
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going. And then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Hi, Neko. Welcome. Yeah, it really makes me feel like he's trapped in his own mind, and the freedom on the other side is not real. Or like you'll always be trapped without anyone like I can't think of the word. Like your thoughts don't really matter. I'm sick of seeing streamers chat where people are just way too flirty. Wait, what? Okay, no problem. Just experience the game, wash over your mind. Just relax, okay? Now we're in a phone booth. And now we're trapped again. Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm you, from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too? Yep, I was in the furniture maze.
It's a conversation.
I was in this
And
escape
so this
tutorial
is what
in the
Coda
reverse
wants,
prison.
is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
That's where I am right now. Oh, I'm so glad to know that I can get out eventually. What's it like to escape? Actually, I'm already forgetting what being in the prison was like. It's strange, but in a way, I kind of miss being in prison. It feels like being completely still and wildly in motion at the same time. I'll say the third one. Do you feel any different? Sometimes I'm scared I'll get out, and then things will be exactly the same as before. No, I'm really the same person. Wait, I'm really the same person now as I was back then. It actually does change. I don't feel like the same person at all. I'm gonna say the first one. Oh no, that's awful. It's the worst thing I can imagine. Fuck, dude. This is already getting to me. Oh my god, stop. Don't worry, it's actually not that bad, I promise. Well, you get something else in exchange. The problem is that you don't actually know who you are right now. The third one. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No, I think I'm the first person to call back. Yes, I did get a call. That's how I escaped. I think one. Then can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. You need to tell me how you feel right now. Just talk to me. Just talk with me for a bit. I'm gonna say 3. What? That will free me? How does that work? You can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Just talk to me. It will make sense. I'm gonna say 1. Okay, I can talk. Let's just talk for a bit. Will you be here? I'll be here for as long as you need.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
August 2009.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
What about talking to the guy who's narrating? Ooh, I like the
To
snow.
me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the 2 doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
This is giving, like, snow MP3, you know? Like, the classic walking sound with the woo. Dude, I would love to live in a place like this, except I'd be afraid of, like a Wendigo or something coming through, like, the glass. Oh. The glass is scary. Oh no, not the cup. Dude, someone spilled their juice! Fuck. There was a break-in. Oh, hi, Clean. Oh my goodness, I'm glad as heck that you showed up. Thought I might have to clean the entire house all by myself. And right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Don't worry about me. A place this nice, I'll be glad to stay here all night. Lousy homes make home loners. I be clean this whole place. Just say one. Well, now you just might be getting a little ahead of yourself there, no? Why don't we start cleaning and then you decide whether you could do it all night? I'll finish up here. In the meantime, can you please clear the table? Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? It's the bathroom. Make the bed. Oh, that's nice. While you're here, why don't you straighten out the rug a bit? All the details matter. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? How did you end up doing this job? It's been a long time since I've seen a house this messy. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? Well, I don't enjoy it so much as I need it. While I'm working, I feel a bit of calm that rests in the pit of my ribcage. My soul just can't be soothed any other way, it seems, which I guess is all that matters. Oh, that and a tidy couch. Would you straighten the pillow on the sofa out there? Sofa. Oop. Oh dear, looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Maybe mop that up as long as you're over there? I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. Are you okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. Yeah, I'll try to get by. You absolutely have to. I'll try to get by. Oh. No. No, it was stupid. Sorry, never mind. Hey, the dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come do that? Sorry, did I say the wrong thing? Dishes are washed. As I checked, the tub needed a cleaning. How about you scrub it down as best as you can? No need to be perfect, we're all human. That was a nasty tub. Are there still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom? If so, would you put them back on the shelf? This is exactly the type of game that I like. I'm an organizing queen, dude. Perfect. Now then, how about you come and clear these dishes off the table?
Games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Do these chores ever end? Wait, house cleaning is so difficult. How do you do it? Are all houses this easy to clean? Do the chores ever end? Darling, let me tell you something. Whatever work you do, you have absolutely got to own it. Otherwise, it owns you. So why don't we... Wait. Why don't we be with the task at hand and leave the furniture chores to future you? Present you wants to smooth out the rug in the bedroom, believe it or not. Trust me.
He called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Maybe it's like mania. Earlier, when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was going to say that it occurred to me that one house is a lot like one soul. You take care of it and it takes care of you. Don't know why I feel so weird about saying that. Thank you, Neko, for the redeems and things. I'm taking a sip of water. Also for the hand stretches and the posture. I get it, that's a weird thing to say to someone you just met. Yeah, you're right, that's pretty cheesy. But there's a bit of truth in it, no? 3? Anyway, so housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books. Would you please clean up the books? Thanks. Yes, I may. And the dishes need cleaning.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
It doesn't feel like peace at all. It feels like insanity. Like, this is how my days feel. Question.
But,
Do you enjoy
of course,
this?
it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Okay. Hello, Lightpost.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
September 2009. Items you love
This
at
one gets a bit
members-only
goofy.
prices. Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No! You came here to become perfect. You came here to become... Oh, wait, sorry. This workshop is going to teach you how to become perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your life? Who do you know is so well developed as a person that they can make you feel disgusted with yourself, compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful? I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is not how we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly? This is easy.
About
This is so
halfway through the
easy.
game,
It's so
perspective
easy.
shifts.
Being perfect is effortless. Oh. This is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort? On
And
the
you
way
play
to work.
as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Oh, yay! This is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort? On the way to work, I told an elderly person to start contributing to society. I'm gonna say 1. How do I achieve it with no effort? Well, let me tell you right now. If it isn't effortless, then it's not the right answer. I still love you. It's just that you make me feel cold on the inside. Being alone must be awful. Am I able to pick those? Thank goodness all of you perceive me as being wise and intelligent. Drinking is not hurting my life. If you're torturing yourself trying to find the right solution for life, you're not doing it right. Okay. Do you understand that you won't be happy until you love me? This is for you. Seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simple path forward? I'm developing a cyst. Gross. Just kidding. Anyone want to do some ecstasy after this? There is no truth, there is no pain. Hey, listen. What if I'm not a good teacher? Do what is easiest. Do what is simple for what is true. Holy shit, you guys, something is coming out of the back room. Oh, look out. Guys, there's a freaking black hole. Nothing, no one. It's coming for you. It's going to destroy you. Everyone run.
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human.
This is
I think
giving...
about this game a lot these days.
That's giving something different, I'll tell you. January 2010. Can I just say that last one?
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
So with that last game, it kind of reminds me of how, like, there's an impending doom on our future, and teachers teach their kids, knowing that, you know, there might not be a future soon and that everything is like getting ruined. But that's just the me thing in my little brain. That's so funny. It's, you know, funny enough, Neko, teachers don't get paid enough. So I don't think they would. Oh, look, a play. Oh, this is like that title screen. Oh, shoot. Oh, my eyes. The performance is beginning. Places, places. In this scene, you will be playing as me. We are at a gathering of professionals. First, we'll start out leaning against this wall. Okay. I'm the cool guy. Good. Stay there. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something. Hello. Sorry I have to leave. Where's the bathroom? Hello? Hello? That's it? That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. I'm super scared right now. I like you. Here are all of my hopes and dreams. Take them, please. No, no, no. That's not what I... That's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment. But I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Now, talk to her again. Oh. You must have worked really hard to get here. I'll bet you learned to lean into the pain. What are some sacrifices you had to make? 3. You're messing it up again. You're freaking her out if the conversation gets to that personal that quickly. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everyone is writing on this. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Try stepping back. Oh. How far? Just all the way? Oh! Don't trap me in here! Oh no. Oh god. Okay, yes, now it's working.
The game
This
ends
is what
with
it was like.
premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
June of 2010. Mobius trip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. Oh, I'm scared. Okay. I want to say about that last game, it was definitely like he's fighting with his inner thoughts about like an opportunity or like maybe a girl or something. I don't know. And he felt like he screwed it up. Okay, should I keep my eyes closed? I'm scared. I'll keep my eyes closed. Oh. There's a lot of explosions. It may look like I'm looking, but I'm not, I promise. What do I do? Can I open my eyes? Do I move? I'm so confused. I opened my eyes. Oh shit! Help, I'm blind, I can't see anything! Wait, what's going on? Oh, they're all blind. Fuck. Captain, what can we
You should probably
do?
open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
I gotta take control! Oh, crap. Please don't let this be forever. 4 months he took to make this? That's interesting. Okay. Oh shoot, do we gotta get up there? Help, I'm blind! And please someone talk to me. Is there any other dialogue? Oh crap, that wasn't the right dialogue. Ah! Well, I'm glad I'm not actually blind. There's that person. I can't see anything. What does it say? Truth? Tell me how to solve this. I don't remember if I already did that. You, sir! The only way to stop it is speaking something that is honest. I am bursting with creative energy. That's not truthful. I have to say something that's honest. I can't keep making these. That's it. That's the truth.
Like I said, I was getting concerned.
I don't feel
First
it
off,
anymore.
he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So, where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Koda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way. His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
I feel like he wasn't really, December 2010, he wasn't really spending those 6 months working on the game. He was spending it like thinking of what to do. Where am I? Oh, pretty. It's like one of those Japanese trees. Where did this island come from? How did I get here? Hello, is anyone there? Oh! What are those called? Oh, is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. You look lonely. I can fix that. I'm completely out of ideas. When I try to create, I feel empty. I have nothing left to give to my work. Oh, I forget there's paths. Oh no. What happened? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start it again. One? Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. What? You have to take me to it. I need to see it to know why it stopped.
If
I
the
can
last
take you
game
to it,
featured Koda
but there's a
talking
problem. It's
explicitly
guarded
about
by a
his
difficult
creative
puzzle.
frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
If you can help me solve the puzzle, we'll find the machine, deal? It doesn't matter what I say, does it? You're going to end up there one way or another, right? Hi, Ryuko! Hi, hi. Perfect. Come along, I'll show it to you.
Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
First, you open the door. Okay, now what? Now you have to close the first door. Alright, what's next? Now just close the first door, open the first door, press the switch here. That was so simple.
You can't talk
Can't believe I never
yourself
solved
out
it.
of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Okay, here we are. What are you talking about? There's no machine. There's just some words on a wall. There's no machine here. Trust me, you'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous, that you love it 100% of the time. Okay, making games is simple. Making games is easy. Making games is effortless. Let me see. Oh. There's no machine. You have to open the door. But it wasn't true. Why did the walls just crumble? Why did I feel so awful when I said that? Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. When I make games, I feel completely energized. I'm constantly excited and enthusiastic about my work. It's easy. It never stopped being easy. Yes, that's wonderful.
Seeing
Keep
this game
going.
at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me.
Every
I was watching him
time...
do this to himself, and I
Did
hated
this
it.
change?
I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like video games are not
Oh wait, it
worth
did.
this
Wait, did
amount
it?
of suffering.
Just never stop creating and you'll never feel bad. It's such a simple solution. Every time I make something, I feel better about myself. Perfect.
This is someone I
That
really
feels
cared about.
fantastic.
And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
None of this is helping. I'm going to vomit. Please, where's the machine? Patience. You have to trust me. I promise this will work. Please continue. Pain breezes effortlessly off of me. Any sacrifice made for my work is makes it worth 100% of the time. It always pays off eventually. Yes, more. Keep
I don't
going.
know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
Is he saying that this is his creation? There's no shame, no fear, no guilt. Incredible. That's it. I'm free. I'm free.
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
I feel like him and Coda are very similar. May 2011. The machine. Guard. Ooh, scary. Can I come in, please? Ma'am, glad to see you arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I tend to be quick, quiet, to be brutal. I intend to be quick. Very good. Just to be warned that someone called the press, so we may have to have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing that you should know about the machine. It's called Coda. Oh no. Get away from me! Get away from me! I don't like paparazzi! Ah! Oh, the machine.
And of course, it's the machine.
You stopped. I'm interrogating you, machine. You stopped feeding us. Your work was keeping us alive. Your work was keeping us healthy. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you've put them through? It was only because of your creations that any of us could make it through every day. How could we possibly go back to trusting you to do your job? So here's... Oh my god. So here's what needs to happen. You need to go... It's like, is it changing? You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize. You have to admit to the people that you allowed them to suffer. I've been so alone. Apologize for leaving me. Nothing? Think carefully. I know how to hurt you. I have seen the thing you fear. Alright then, I will apologize to the people on your behalf. Oh, this is getting a bit too real. Hello. My name is Kitty. My followers. It falls on me to deliver bad news. The machine will not apologize to us. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. We will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. Let us pay in retribution. Let us show it we are not failures. Follow me. We will destroy the machine. We will destroy everything that the machine has created. Oh, that's a tough one. We're on stage again. Oh. I don't know where the machine is. Oh, there's actual bullets
Remember,
in this.
you can click to fire the gun.
Well, where do I fire the... Oh. Oh shit, this is the machine. You're just destroying the whole building. Oh my god! You will not survive! You have failed
so now
me
the
more
work
than
is becoming
once.
self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation.
Oh.
And so, as I'm thinking this, I realized that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for it? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
I want the gun.mp4. Uh-oh, I fell.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games.
I feel like those are really
I brought them to
personal.
people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Except... maybe he was afraid of people's interpretation. Put your weapon down.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something...
No.
I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem.
I can fix him.
When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
That's what those little bubbles are talking about. They talked about the tower. June of 2011, the tower. The tower of, like, something. Of starlight or... I don't remember.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
We'll see. Ooh.
This room actually has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise.
Yeah.
So the experience is really miserable.
That hurt my eyes.
The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Okay. But I want to know the maze. I want to see if someone actually got by it. Or if it's just a wall. Ah.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable.
No.
Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
That, I don't know. But I feel like there would be something, like a dark secret trapped behind an impossible
The
thing.
only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Or I'm thinking maybe the invisible maze is it's supposed to be to block people out that aren't him. Because this is like really personal, you know? 5, 1, 6, 1, 7. That's an easy code. 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7. Oh, stairs! Let's go. Boing. Did we go that way? Oh, that like led up here, I think. And all the yelling. I want to know how old he was when he was making these.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem.
That's depression for you.
I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
Where's the switch?
Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
The 3 dots. Because he doesn't know.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else.
Oh.
I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed.
I understand that.
Where did I screw up?
It's human desire to want to fix something that makes you uncomfortable. To make you more comfortable. Hey Davey, thanks for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
Stop. Stop, I'm gonna cry.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt. It felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
I wonder at times whether you think I was making these games for you. It did feel that way. You've so
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
You've so infected my personal space that it's possible I did begin to plant solutions in my work somewhere, hidden between games. If there was an answer, a meaning, would it make you any happier? Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes, giving them something that is not yours to give? Violating the one boundary that keeps me safe. Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lampposts to them? Oh my god, that's horrible.
And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing.
Would you simply
What
let
does
them
that
be the way
mean?
they are? When I'm around you, I feel physically ill. Desperately need something. You desperately need something that I cannot give you. I literally don't have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just a part in the process. The fact that you think I'm frustrated or broken says more about you than me. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine, you're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks, and that you make peace with this thing you're wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
And when you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything. I'm trapped.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Ugh. Epilogue. Jeez, bro. Ah. We're in a museum. The Museum of the Lamps. I like this building. I wonder if he makes them all himself or if
More,
he just
more,
grabs them.
more love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
Oh my god. Oh my god. If you've played the Stanley Parable 2, oh, this hits so hard. What the fuck? Can I sit anywhere?
Solution.
Oh, bro. Where'd the bus station go? Okay. Huh.
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate.
Yeah, he
Wouldn't
was.
have told so many people that he was depressed.
Oh, you can't do that.
Maybe he just likes making prisons.
You're pushing your thoughts onto him. Who said he was depressed? Because he made a game about talking to himself? Maybe he was talking to you.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Picture frame. I mean, who's the person that they're hating? Unless they know you. This is pretty. This reminds me of No Man's Sky with those big caves.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be?
Bro, get a hobby.
It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable.
Your
Like, I
childhood
actually
did
cannot
something.
conceive of what that would be like.
He must have been lonely as a child. Get a hobby or something. Do something for yourself that makes you feel good, that you don't need other people's opinions on. Even though it makes you feel like if you work hard on something, you want others to be proud of you.
What now?
I don't know what now.
I think I need to go.
What?
And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I
Inner
have a lot
work?
that I need to make up for. And so I'm just gonna...
Damn. You left me all alone. How could you? Bro literally said he would stay with me, and now I'm all alone in this desert. With a big cube over there. But go work on your inner self, dude. Go find out what's wrong. Go pick up a hobby or cut off social media. There's a big rocks here. And a hole for me. Whee! In my prison. My elevator prison. Damn, this is slow. What happens if you miss it? Can you miss it? Oh no, you can't. It's like if you miss it, you're stuck in there. Oh, bro, Sonic Cheeseburger. Sorry, I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten. I woke up like an hour before I started streaming. So I keep talking about food. The laser beam! I can't remember what the name was. The generator, it's maybe W to whisper or something. I don't remember. But hey, we have to sacrifice ourselves. Oh, we're gonna like float up into the air, you think? Or you think we're just gonna keel over? It's thundering a lot. Well, I guess we'll find out, and then we can see the map. Bzzz. Oh, yeah, see? I didn't die yet. You can't take me out. Oh. The maze of his mind, dude. It's a big maze. Was this above that map we were just in? Or is this like something completely different? It's really pretty. I feel like I'm supposed to be taking more from this. I'll figure it out. It's like never ending. 4R.
Turn back from this cave. You said, let me
This project would not have been possible without the following.
Dude!
Dude! Was that it? Oh my god! What am I supposed to take from that? Turn back.
And miles and miles.
Oh.
And you're so tired.
Additional thanks.
But I know that you're strong.
A guy has a friend and their relationship is bad and he needs to do some inner healing.
Turn back.
Oh my god, I have to find a Reddit post or something about someone giving their whole spiel on the deeper meanings. Oh my god, dude. Are you serious right now? The Whisper Machine, that's what it was called. 2008 all the way to 2011. Hold on. Hold on. I need to... Hold on, I'm going on Steam. I need to find find a post of someone like making their interpretation or something, because man, that was really fucking sad and I related to it like way too much. But I'm like, that cannot be it, right? um Someone said it's about a couple of things about death of the author, how engaging art can break it, about difficult relationships, creative burnout, and it's hard to pinpoint exactly what it's about. It's very vague. And of course, there's some neat video essays out there, which I really want to watch, but I don't want to make this like a reaction stream, but like, oh, I'm so interested. Um, If you didn't get anything out of the experience, it's fine. It's about a story that speaks more to creative people, especially online, which sounds pretentious in itself, but I digress. That's really fair. I will say, oh my god, it's like hard for me to remember. It was all like just a lot, like really fast. But the end where he was talking about how he's so caught up in other people's like expectations and how he's an addict for um validation and good reviews and stuff, like all that broke me because that's exactly what Stanley Parable 2 is about, and he made that game, and I'm like, it's all a big loop. It's all a big loop about how, oh, being creative will just, I don't know, there's never, it's a never ending cycle of self discipline and depression and self loathing. And being creative in any way is like so tough, being a human. Being a human and being any artist, whether you make games or you draw or you make music or I don't know, you're an architect or something like that. Like the human mind is so strong and you will always hate yourself. Ah, goodness. All right. Well, I am interested in finding a video essay. So, if you want to sit with me, then I will try to find something. Oh, I also there was a video of him, the creator, playing his game like a year ago, and I was kind of interested in that. So there's one that says the beginner guide, it's not for you. And then the artist is absent. Um and then a needlessly thorough analysis, which is 2 hours long. I will hold on, hold on. I don't wanna link this one or sorry, I don't wanna play this one because it's so long, but if you wanna watch a 2 hour video essay, that's the one. It's by Whale Milk. It looks really interesting, I'll tell you that. Um, but I don't know. The death of the critic. Wow. There's one that's 30 minutes. Oh, no, I don't like that. But it's the philosophy of Stanley Parable and the Beginner's Guide. I'm trying to find one that's a little newer because most of these are from like 7 years ago. Oh, the author is dead and I murdered him. Wait, I feel like I've seen this one before. Oh my god. Normally there's like one thing that you can see about, but I'm interested in. Oh my god. Okay, if you want to see the developer play it, this is the other video. I am definitely gonna watch this because it seems really, really, really interesting. But for now, how about we do It's Not For You. It's about 20 minutes long. Whoops. Can my window capture on this? Where are you? You're hiding from me. There it is. And shit. I have to fit it to the screen. Here we go.
If you define it by its gameplay, the beginner's guide doesn't really have any rules. it's more in the realm of interactive fiction than objective-based gameplay. But if you define it by its critical reception, the first rule of the Beginner's Guide is that you do not talk about the Beginner's Guide. It's a game that doesn't want to be written about, according to Laura Hudson's article.
Dude.
Or, as game designer Liz England puts it, it resists interpretation. By digging for meaning, we're perilously close to committing its cardinal sin.
Kind of
It
crazy.
instills an uncomfortable self-consciousness in anyone who attempts to look at it for too long, making any inquiring audience uniquely
The vibes
aware
are
of
so
where they're
different.
positioning themselves in relation to the game, its narrative, and even, thanks to the game's own developer Davey Reedon's personal introduction and narration,
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide.
to the developer. As Davey offers, or maybe more accurately imposes, his interpretive voice on this series of short experimental games supposedly created by his estranged friend Coda, we're increasingly dragged into a maze of authorial intent and creative liberty, as well as entitlement and consent. And when it comes to the issue of imposing your interpretation on things, some of us might have more to worry about than others. But whether you
Is
consider
Coda
your
real,
role
though?
to be a player, a fan, an academic, a critic, a friend, the game ignites this little flame of worry. Is this about me? Developer Robert Yang even speculated that they may be the mysterious Coda, although admittedly as a rhetorical device rather than a serious consideration.
Whoa, what?
A way of, as they said, bringing their own shit to the
What is
table.
that
But
screenshot?
as much as I might think I hear the game tutting admonishingly at me for trying to interpret its meaning, and then for that tutting to only grow ever louder as I realise that to even think that is itself an interpretation.
Oh god.
No. You're not gonna trap me that easily. It's far too early in the video for a performative breakdown. I'm standing on the shoulders of every
Wait,
other
why
writer's
did they have
personal crisis
bullet
with this game,
sounds?
and no one needs another one. And I actually don't feel like I need to tread too carefully with the Beginner's Guide. After all, it's just a game. But what makes this game so slippery are the questions it repeatedly raises around what is and isn't accessible and acceptable when we're bringing our own shit to the table.
I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
That was your
Stripped down to their
first
most
mistake.
basic formula, games are about either allowing or denying access. You do good, you get more game. You do bad, and you may never get past level 4 of Geometry Dash. And by
Real.
you, I mean me. And while access to other media may be limited by availability or because it's so long or difficult, it's not like
Not
a
the
book
War
is
and
going
Peace.
to find your reading performance lacking and be like, no more book for
Not
you.
the House of Leaves,
So the
bro.
relationship between player and game can be thought of as playfully antagonistic. Because even when games might deny us access, that doesn't mean we can't force our way in. From watching Let's Plays to creating modified versions of a game, the ability to break in
Oh.
and root around is unique to the construction of video games, allowing us to go places we were never meant to go, see things we were never intended to see, even if just vicariously. There are even games built around this function. Jazztronauts is a mod of Gary's mod, which is itself a mod of Half-Life 2, and in it you break into the maps and levels of other
dude.
games, steal their props, and obviously sell them to your interdimensional cat overlords. You can even steal walls and floors, and when missing assets return error messages, you can steal those too.
I love
What
that.
feels transgressive here is taking control of something we were supposed to be subservient to. But at what point does this gratuitous freedom begin to feel hollow? Part of what makes Jazztronauts feel transgressive is that despite being this ungoverned utopia where our greedy, thieving hearts can frolic with abandon, it's actually one of the most inaccessible games to even try to play.
Are we still
I
talking
mean,
about the same thing?
I haven't played it. You need to install not only the game, but also Gary's mod and realistically a number of Source Engine games like Half-Life 2, Portal, Counter-Strike.
I mean, you don't
I
have
don't have
to.
any of those things. And sure, I could get them, but And even if you have the time, money, or resources to get something working, that's the accessibility barrier we can face in almost any aspect of life. Effort. But from the opening of the beginner's
Tough.
guide, Davey is committed to making coders' games accessible to us. Not only in terms of sharing them and explaining them, but also in removing any friction from the experience. Anything that we might have found boring or difficult, Davey modifies the game so we can just skip past it. Like this prison cell that's supposed to keep you trapped for an hour. Nah. And maybe you think that if you haven't virtually sat in that prison cell for an hour, then you haven't only cheated the game, you've cheated yourself. But I think in practice most of us were relieved. And even though knowing isn't the same as experiencing, you could argue that, at least in the case of video games, they're both legitimate modes of interaction. Robert Yang, again, who you may remember as Not Coder, wrote Not a Manifesto on games as conceptual or performance art, saying that for the vast majority of the world, my games live as thought experiments or imagined games, and that the most important thing about a game is that you can think about it.
Okay, so him
Which
and Coda are
positions
not the
this
same person.
hypothetical experience as not equal to, but still equally valid as the played experience. But the issue with this prison door, these modifications Davey makes to the games, what he deems important and unimportant to our experience and to his interpretation,
Like the
is the
lamppost.
implication it might have on broader discourse. Like, skipping over or modifying things as is convenient to us is maybe where those of us who are writing off the back of other people's work can start to feel so attacked right now. And as Davey's narration in the beginner's guide reveals that while he's supposedly talking about these games, he's only really thinking about himself, it's only natural that anyone talking about the beginner's guide will be cautious of committing this cardinal sin. Like, the energy we're all bringing here is Robert A. Heinlein's assessment of writing, that it's not necessarily something to be ashamed of, but do it in private and wash your hands afterwards. But I don't think analysis needs to be a conclusive and didactic account of what something really means. This isn't about the artist's intentions. This is about me ransacking their work for tantalizing entry points into wider social and philosophical conversations and then selling them to my interdimensional cat overlords. We're all aware of this. And it's a practice that I think is either a useful adventure in anthropology or, at worst, for the lols. Like, it's a game, right? It's harmless. But if that's true, why do I still feel so uncomfortable? Something the beginner's guide demonstrates frighteningly well is that you can think you're in one place and suddenly find you're someplace else. Like, whenever I talk about games, I get a lot more complaints about spoilers than I do on videos about other media. I assume because of a comparative lack of essay writing on games, many click these videos mistaking them for reviews. If someone's in a review mindset, it might not immediately occur to them that a video on the beginner's guide might contain spoilers for the beginner's guide. So, spoiler alert, it does. Because we likely assume that what we're told at the start of the
Are
game
they just supposed to
is
say
true.
it's
That
good?
this is game designer Davey Reedon, creator of the Stanley Parable, and that these games we're introduced to were made by his friend Coda. But at some point, something starts to feel off. And probably before the end of the game, you realize that despite sharing his name and voice, Davey is not Davey Reedon. These aren't his friend's games. That we're not experiencing a technical demonstration, but a work of fiction. And it uses the framework of game design and analysis to discuss a much
So
more
is it
destructive
real
and
or
harmful
not?
kind of imposition, moving from academic and creative curiosity to personal violation. What makes us uncomfortable is that we're standing in the doorway of what's acceptable and unacceptable, and suddenly we can't quite be sure which side of the door we're on. Because Davey's commitment to accessibility goes beyond the negation of effort or boredom. He personally welcomes players to games that were seemingly never intended for public release and even offers his email address.
You can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com.
That this unfailing openness points to a belief that everything and everyone should be accessible. Always. Throughout the game, Davey picks at the boundary between the creator and their work, and even if we conclude that they are of course not one and the same, because Davey so often conflates and confuses the two, breaking into a game can begin to feel like breaking into a person. The trailer for the game is literally logging into a computer and rifling through someone else's hard drive. And despite the nonchalant manner in which it's presented, there's no way that isn't a violation of privacy. The relationship that most immediately comes to mind here is that of the artist and their audience, or fans, particularly the entitlement fans might feel towards creative works and the people who make them. Laura Hudson commented that there's a sense that Coda's games are neither as accessible or transparent as Davey would prefer, as though something owed has not quite been delivered. And so Davey continues
They weren't
to
meant to be
demand
played,
more
they're
of
not
these
for
games,
us.
and more of Coda.
I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm...
Dude, that reminds me. So the one level where he said, like, I told him that his games were unplayable, so he sent me a folder of thousands of games where you just walk in an empty room. Like, that makes a lot of sense. It just kind of went over my head a little bit, but I'm thinking, like, these are more of an outlet for him, and he was getting creatively burnt out because of Davey, because his games were not meant to be played. It was just meant for him to build in and then just kind of let go as a way of expressing. It's exactly the same as like vent art or boredom or something. Like, not all projects needs to be completed.
I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda.
Wanting the games to be accessible, as in playable or understandable, gives way to Davey's desire for Coda to be accessible. Hypothetically speaking, Diana Fuss writes that every identification involves a degree of symbolic violence, a measure of temporary mastery and possession. But extreme fandom holds mastery and possession at its core, what Regine Kibbard calls an untenable love which demands control. And I think our tendency to make ourselves the protagonist of not only our own story but also everyone else's leads many an audience to impose their own desires on both creative works and the people behind them, even under the guise of encouragement. But this tendency isn't limited to the impersonal dynamic of artist and audience. After all, Davey and Coda were friends. And even with the ever-creeping influence of the parasocial forever blurring the line between friend and stranger, a relationship doesn't have to be one-sided to be mediated in some way. Davey admits to using Coda's games as a kind of intimacy shortcut.
That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing.
Literally
I could just
this.
get to know you through your work.
Literally
Only
that.
it's maybe more of the straying from the path, no, I swear it's just through these trees, have we passed this rock before, kind of shortcut. Because Davey ends up making a lot of assumptions about Coda's intentions and mental state that we learn were inaccurate projections. And building imagined narratives around other people's actions doesn't require something as involved as them making games you can play. I think in general, humans' affinity for storytelling means we can construct these same narratives from the most mundane interactions, the amateur sleuths of our own relationships. But the thing with self-constructed stories is that it's hard not to make yourself the lead, even when you know you shouldn't. Davey centers himself in Coda's life right up to the end of the game.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I?
Even though we don't actually know that Coda did stop making games, only that he stopped showing them to Davey. But for Davey, if he's been forced out of the narrative, that must mean the story is over, because he can't imagine a story continuing without him. It's hard to imagine the stories that exist without us, even if, at least intellectually, we all know they do. Even Davey knows. His interpretation of the fifth game, of discovering the hidden labyrinth behind this level's walls, is essentially that very concept.
I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything.
Wow,
Isn't
what a
that-
neat idea.
Isn't that one of the things that I said? I was like, why do you have to interpret everything? That everything in the game might just be the way that he wants it to be. It doesn't need like this crazy interpretation of like, you know, there's a secret behind the wall and this is what he really wanted people to see and he's feeling this and blah blah blah. When it's like, no, he just wants you to sit in an empty room and that's all.
That doesn't have any practical application in my life at all. In this New York Times article, now also available as a meme, Tim Kreider wrote that there's something existentially alarming about finding out how little room we occupy and how little allegiance we command in other people's heads. Because there's a difference between knowing something, like intellectually, and knowing something emotionally, really feeling and understanding it. Metaphorically, this is the gap between the idea of waiting an hour for a door to open and the experience of waiting an hour for a door to open. Two things that might be equally valid in the sandpit of philosophy, but grow further and further apart if we think about that concept practically. Like, of course we know that not everyone will always view our actions favourably, but when someone accidentally hits reply rather than forward on an email that details their exact exasperation and disdain over your rented herd of goats, that's when you really know. We know there are things that aren't for us, but the beginner's guide can really make you feel it. The 7th game sees the return of a puzzle Davey solved for us previously, so when asked by the characters on the other side of the puzzle door how I solved it, the most honest response was that I didn't. Someone else let me in. And suddenly I felt like I was somewhere I wasn't supposed to be. A lot of Coda's games require cheating to progress. Whether it's not keeping your eyes closed when you're told to, or Davey opening a door that is straight up impossible for us to open as a player. The beginner's guide repeatedly presents us with boundaries we're asked not to cross.
Yeah.
So, as Davey asks regarding the hidden labyrinth,
So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
well, I think it's the idea of understanding that can be approached differently to how Davey presents it. Davey's model of understanding is all about knowing, about puzzles and solutions, about unlimited access. But understanding is also about respect, that maybe sometimes our role is to respect that which we cannot know. We Are Here Because of Those That Are Not is an interactive artwork by Danielle Braithwaite Shirley, a digital archive of Black trans history which asks us to be honest with the archive, meaning that whatever lies behind the options for Black or trans people is not for me to know as a white cis person. It's not for me to take. Respecting that boundary isn't just about content in a video game, but reflects the struggle Black trans people face in establishing their own voices
really
in a
cool.
system that continues to erase them, encouraging us to speak up for marginalized communities without talking over them. For white cis people, understanding isn't about accessing everything the game has to offer, but respecting what is asked of us. And the beginner's guide also works to create the experience of how it feels to not be able to speak for yourself. The way Davey drags us through these games doesn't just negate our effort, but also our agency. In the 4th game, Davey does allow you to speed through this decelerated climb, but if you choose not to, you'll still be moving just as slowly when you reach the top. So here I am, crawling around the room, like a sucker, trying to read this when, damn it, Davey! But through Davey's actions, we also witness loss of control, not as the result of someone else, but from a more abstract internal force, like fear, love, ambition. Davey can begin to feel like that subconscious part of the self, giving a voice to those intrusive thoughts.
Ooh, that's what I was
In one
thinking.
way, he embodies that pressure to be accessible and available. How it applies not only to how we might demand too much of someone else, but also the obligation we might feel to give too much of ourselves. We can read this in the context it's presented in, of video game development or any creative work. In the introduction to his collection of essays, Tell Them I Said No, Martin Herbert writes, "A big part of the artist's role now is showing up to self-market, being
I'm
present
doing good,
on
thank
all
you.
channels ideally, all gates open." But I don't think this is unique to artists. When it comes to how much we want to offer of ourselves, everyone can stand to know their limits, even when upholding those boundaries isn't going to be easy. As artist Mariana Simnett said of fellow artist Julia Phillips, "It's powerful and no doubt hard work to be the one saying no all the time." And if Davey has an internal voice, another
Dude.
Davey-style narrator of his own actions, I think that voice is defined by a deep sense of self-loathing. That's his abstract internal force, and it's just as important and just as difficult to say no to those forces too.
It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
I think it's natural to want to get things right with an interpretation, to do things well, to hold up your experience to the game saying, is this it? Does this please you? And for the game to say,
No.
yes, my child, you are a good player. But the beginner's guide couldn't make this more difficult. It presents us with material ripe for analysis, and then when we try to analyze it, seems to say, no, bad audience. But, and this isn't the first time I've admired our somehow very human need to make meaning from things, it's honestly adorable. As much as this game isn't about me, this video isn't really about you, game. In writing about his memification, Timothy Kreider, the Goat Herd guy, quoted cartoonist Linda Barry in saying, "It's the artist's job to bring 50% to a work of art. The audience supplies the other 50%. But the funny thing is, maybe us games writers were so busy bringing our own shit to the table that while we were saying this isn't about us, we missed the fact that it maybe really isn't about us. Or at least the story doesn't end with us. It's not necessarily about game interpretation, but is just partly using that as a lens through which to explore personal relationships and broader impulses. As a way of bringing their own shit to the— okay, I've used that phrase too much now. But seeing yourself reflected in something is equally an opportunity for self-reflection. And playing the beginner's guides, I don't think we can help but feel self-conscious. Whether it's for how we play games, how we talk about art, or how we treat the people we know and don't know. The awkwardness with which everyone talks about this game demonstrates how we're encouraged to reassess
I just
our
finished
behavior,
playing the game,
the effect it
and I'm
might be
watching
having
a
on other people,
video
or
essay.
even ourselves.
Well,
and
video essay.
ultimately, I think this game gets us to keep asking a really important question. Should I be doing this?
You think you know me, you don't know me.
Dang, okay.
At all.
Well, thanks, Gracie. Oh man, man, oh man, oh man. Okay, well, basically what she said. Okay, I'll link the video. If you want to watch it yourself, I'll also have it linked in the description for all my little VOD babies. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for our beginner's guide playthrough. I just finished with it, and I don't know why the picture is still there. I just finished playing it, and I really liked what she said about how this game isn't about you. You know, it's not about yeah, it was only like an hour and a half, so I'm sorry. But it's not about you, it's not about Davy, it's about his friends, and there wasn't really any meaning behind his work, like I had said before. It maybe maybe my original interpretation of this game was right. Maybe when I played this like 5 years ago and I couldn't think of anything to relate to, I was right. Like, it's just a game, right? I don't know, maybe I'm thinking too philosophical about this. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to think of the words. Like, it's hard to think of meaning for the game because there is none. And the only meaning given to us is by Davy. If Davy wasn't the narrator, we wouldn't have thought anything about these games. Maybe that they were just really shitty, and that they were really short and unfulfilling, and that they didn't have any usefulness. Because to his friend, they were an outlet of boredom or creativity or ideas or like venting about something. And because of Davy, he made it so that his friend had to have some kind of philosophical meaning to all his games, that there's a lamppost at the end, or that he uses the same door mechanics, or that, you know, he's depressed and he talks to himself, but it's not real. He's making the game about himself when it was never about him. It was always about Coda. So he's a selfish, toxic, bad friend. Oh man. Oh man. Okay, I'm kind of I'm kind of liking how I'm thinking about this, but I won't go any further because I don't want to just be rambling and everything. So basically every game, yeah. I mean yeah. But the thing that makes this different is that I feel like a lot of other games, you are the main character. You are supposed to be special. You are supposed to be the the problem solver. You save the world. You find the solution. Um, you conclude the story because of your efforts, no matter like what the ending might be. But here, there is no ending because he finishes the games when he's done with them. I mean, Coda, like when Coda is done with ever the thought that he's having, he just moves into the next thing. There is no end. So like, so Davy making an interpretation of that there has to be meaning in his game is I can't think of the word. Selfish? You can think of a bigger word than that. Presumptuous? I don't know. A bigger word than selfish, but yeah, you understand. Um, I don't know if I mean, I started this stream because I started this stream earlier than I wanted because I have to be leaving soon. But I will talk to you guys about something completely different if you're interested. Um, I will go over here and I will quit the game. So we can chat for just a little bit, okay? So. I am leaving early today because I'm seeing the theater premiere of 28 Years Later. Ah, yeah. If you know me well, you'll know I am a zombie fanatic. I love zombies. I love horror. It just heals a little piece of me. Oh, it feels so good. Yes. Um, so I think it was like 6 months ago that no, wait. Hold on. I think it was maybe a year ago. Oh my god, how long has it been? Hold on. I gotta look it up. Oh no, it was 6 months ago. Okay, the 28 Years Later trailer was 6 months ago, and I remember getting a notification that said, recommended 28 Years Later trailer. I was at work at the time. I literally dropped everything I was doing and took out my phone and watched this, I don't know how long it is, this 2-minute trailer. Eyes agape, mouth on the floor, tears swelling in my eyes, thinking, oh my god, is this fucking real? Have I just lived long enough into this lifetime that I've been blessed with such creativity? Just such a work of wonder after 20 years 20 years of the original. So I would really love to do a yeah, oh dude, you know what we should do tonight? Tonight we should do a 28 days later movie night, or maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I'll have to ask your guys' opinion if you think we should do it tonight or tomorrow. Wait, actually, it might have to be tomorrow. It's gonna be really late. It's gonna be like midnight. No. I mean after. But I'm thinking tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow we should definitely do a movie night where we watch 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later. We could watch 28 Months After, but it's really, really, really awful. So I don't know if anyone would enjoy that. I won't be able to do it tomorrow because it's Friday. Wait, why? Wait, why? 20... No, Tenchi! Did you hear what I said? There's 28 Days Later, which the official one. Okay, 28 Days Later is the first one. It came out like 2004 or whatever. 2001, I don't know. But it's 28 Weeks Later, which came out, like, maybe 2 years after the... No. Way longer than that. My arm's freaking out. I don't know. It came out a few years after the original. Then they waited like 15 years in between that. And then someone made a parody called 28 Months After. And it's awful. I've watched like 5 minutes of it. It was agonizing. It's so bad. Then, yeah. And then now they're making the 28 Years Later, which honestly, I think they missed out. They could have got more money. It is what it is though. I'm just happy to go see it. I was so excited about the audio that they used during it, and I'm freaking out because it's not like it's so different. Okay, I have to tell you, my opinion now is that when the zombie boom happened between the 1958 original Day of the Dead, whatever, to now, or sorry. So from like 1950 something to 2016, those were the peak zombie boom years. People were obsessed with zombies. It was the whole new craze that everyone was after. Fuck vampires, werewolves, ghosts, ghouls, Frankenstein, whatever. Zombies were in, okay? Dawn of the Dead was one of the best zombie movies. I agree. But in my biased opinion, I think Day of the Dead is superior. I cried during that movie. But after 2016 to now, I feel like I was born in the wrong time, and that's why I'm like upset, because in 2016 when they finally stopped like the zombie parades and stuff like that, movies just fell off. Like, listen, Land of the Dead or whatever it is, I feel like in Shaun of the Dead too, I think it's just zombies. People were like, oh, well, we need to go away from the peak scary horror like time that zombie movies were, and we need to make something different. We need to make it comedy. We need to make it like a soap opera. We need to make it just something new and fresh that zombie fans can pick up on. We can still ride out this wave. We can still get a check, you know? Day of the Dead is actually a sequel to Dawn of the Dead. Tenchi, listen. I know. I know. I don't know. Hold on. Sorry. I don't know if I'm being mean right now. I don't know if you're having a realization or... Sorry, I thought you were dissing me right now. I'm like, dude, if you think I don't know my George A. Romero movie timeline, you're fucking with me right now. Okay. Yeah, it's Night of the Living Dead. Then it's Dawn of the Dead, and it's Day of the Dead. But in between Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead, there's another Night of the Living Dead remake that is also by George A. Romero that I think everybody should watch, because honestly, I believe it's superior to the original. The original is fine. It's nostalgic. It is a classic of its time, and it's great. Okay, I'm not dissing it or anything. I just think the updated version is better. And for ethical artist reasons, I like it a lot more. If you know the lore, you know the lore. I'm not going to explain it. It's a big mess. Anyway, so... Oh, my hands are getting tired. Oh, I can't keep doing this. My arms. Whew, I'm having a workout. I feel like zombie movies just got progressively worse after 2016. And now if you try to find a zombie movie that people like, it's gonna be bad. Okay, like... World War Z is the type of movie that nobody likes because it is based off of a book and it completely does not do the book well at all, and people just say it's an objectively bad movie. I like it because of the way they interpret zombies, not because of the story. The main character is bad, but it's like they take those movies and they're like, World War Z is the pinnacle of zombies, and then they just chuck it. And they're like, we need to make everything World War Z related, when they're missing the bigger picture. There's so many, there's thousands. And the people that are genuinely passionate about these things need to do more research. They're like, oh yeah, these 3 are good. We're just gonna take these. We're gonna take 28 Days Later, World War Z, and Night of the Living Dead, smash them all together because they're the most popular, and just chuck out the most horrible slop you've ever seen. You know what I watched recently that was actually bad? Cannibal Holocaust. Because I know that has nothing to do with the convo. Also, Midsummer. Okay, Midsummer was good. I've actually never watched it, but I did see a full video essay, so I basically did watch it just with the video essay on top of it. Okay, like I said, the original book I really liked. I haven't read it myself, but I did see like a brief synopsis on it. And I thought it was really interesting, like an actual war, okay? But then World War Z was just like, I guess, you know, it's not really the same, and like we changed everything, but it's like still good, you know? And I'm gonna be biased. It was my first zombie movie I've ever seen. Because I was a little baby. I was a little baby growing up. You know, I was so young and I was really into horror, and then I saw that one and I was like, World War Z, I wonder what that's about. And then my zombie fascination just boomed. I have an incurable virus and now the zombies don't want me, boo. Solution to war and a pandemic is cancer. Cancer will always win. But hey, it's curable. It's curable. So when you're infected with cancer, and then the zombies will eventually die out and you can kill them all, and then you can cure yourself, and then you won't have cancer anymore. Dude, that's why everyone hated the movie, because they found a cure to cancer. How the fuck does the zombie virus know? Because the whole point is that it's a parasite. It's a parasite in your brain that takes over and it wants to merge and duplicate onto healthy people. But if you're already dying, it doesn't want to take you as a host because it knows it's sentient, that it will die and that it won't survive. That's how viruses... That's how they, you know... Fucking... whatever it's called. Multiply. I don't know. Procreate. I don't know. It knows because it's sentient. That's the whole thing. But there was another one. It's called Little Monsters. Little Monsters was a recent one. I think it was like 2019. That one was good. I liked that. I could smell your death. I don't know when you'll die, but you will eventually. Your life force is too little for me. I don't want it. Little Monsters was really good. Once again, it's like comedy. I haven't seen like a pure action-based zombie movie since 2016. It's all comedy-based, and I know it's really funny, and it's like, oh, we've already done that a million times. If you want to go watch a serious zombie movie, then go watch one from the past. But I've watched them all. I've watched them all. What am I supposed to do now? I've watched every George A. Romero film. And I kind of pat myself on the back for that. I watched it in the span of a week. All of them. I watched Night, Dawn, and Day in the same day. I watched It's called like Island of the Dead, and the camera one, and then the sequel to the camera one, and then you know, all those, and then also the bad interpretations of those movies. Oh my goodness! Ah! Don't put me in the microwave, please. I'm gonna smell like beans and cheese. Thank you, dude. You saved me from my crash out. You're like, stop, please. She's going haywire. Oh my god, save her. Eventually, all zombie movies will be the same, though there is a comedy one that you should watch, Brain Dead. 8 out of 10. I don't already smell like beans and cheese. In fact, I probably smell more like burgers and pizza, and I'm fine with that. Okay, Brain Dead. I also watched one it's an elevator one. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, it's called The End. Don't watch that one. The End, it's like a Spanish zombie movie, and it's good, but what gets me is if you're watching it seriously, every time a zombie jump scare happens, there's a vine boom. And it took me off my feet, like I was dying on the floor. But Brain Dead. Oh wait, Brain Dead. IMDb, please. Oh, wait, I see Dead Alive. Oh, Dead Alive, but it was called Brain Dead. Why did they change it? A young man's mother is bitten by a Sumatran rat monkey. She gets sick, dies. When she comes back to life, killing and eating dogs, nurses, friends, and neighbors. Ah, sounds very familiar. Sounds very familiar. Who else knows of a movie that there is a zombie virus outbreak called the Rage virus because of a monkey with rabies? But this one came out before that, so that's interesting. I'll put it on my list. Yeah, I haven't watched everyone. Okay, I haven't watched every single one, but I have seen a lot of the bad parody ones. Like, have you seen Bong of the Dead? BONG? That one was really funny until halfway through. It's not funny. I would give it like a 2 out of 10, honestly. It's actually really good and funny. There's a priest who starts fighting the zombies and says, "I'll kick your ass for the Lord." Dude, they were crazy back then. 92. I mean, honestly, that was the time that was like super peak. I loved all those ones. But I think my favorite like George A. Romero film is Day of the Dead, because it wasn't the first of his films to give zombies like sentience, because obviously Night of the Living Dead, they had sentience. But in Day of the Dead, he was like the zombie, they trained him, he had emotions, he was sad, and it honestly made me cry. He was like, "Bro, why you kill my papa?" And then he just went on a fucking manslaughter. It was crazy. Let me see. George Romero Cam movie. Hold on. Maybe it'll be here in the list. I know someone made a oh, The Crazies too. Wait, have I seen that one? Oh no, I haven't. I haven't seen Crazies, and I haven't seen Girl with All the Gifts. Those are like the main ones that I want to see. So there's Diary of the Dead. That's what it's called. Land of the Dead, Diary of the Dead, Survival. Oh my god. Survival, I think, was pretty. It fell off a little bit. And I think Land of the Dead was fine. I honestly really liked it because they I'm pretty sure that's the movie where they walked across the water. I don't really know. But Diary of the Dead, I thought it was really good. That was like I don't know if it was one of the first camcorder movies to get really popular, but I enjoyed that one. And a lot of the movies following that, that was in 2007. A lot of the ones following that that I have are exactly like they take that premise and they just roll with it the entire time, except they're all really, really boring. There was one called like the Z virus and I can't remember. I bought them on DVD because I thought they would be good to watch, and then I literally fell asleep because how boring they were. But there's so many like that that you'll find that you can only find on like DVD because they've just been lost media. No one wants to save them because they're so bad. I think it's so funny. But if you guys can, I would highly suggest that you go watch 28 Years Later if you're as big of a horror fan as me. I really, really love it. I really, really love that kind of stuff. And if you don't mind me talking spoilers, on Saturday, I probably will be talking about it. I will let you know. Um, I'll put like a spoiler warning. Spoiler warning, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna be talking about 28 Years Later if you don't want to hear it through the stream, and then I'll put like a spoiler ending kind of thing. So that you know you have an indication of when I'll be done. Or if you don't mind, you want to hear my little review, my synopsis, then I will give it to you. Um, but man, I've been talking for a really long time. Oh my god, my throat is sore. I have to leave in like 2 hours. So let's see. Was Faded still here? Faded? Faded, are you still here? If you are, I'll give you a tarot reading. I will finally fulfill my promise for your tarot reading, even though I don't remember doing that. But yeah, give me 2 seconds and I'll be right back. So I can prepare for your tarot reading. Yo! It's tarot time, baby! Let's go, dude. Let's go. You've never seen my room bright before, have you? Normally when I stream, it's in the dark. So give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to adjust my camera right now. It's being a little weird. Okay. I know it's all black. I'm adjusting my camera. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Tarot time. What are you looking to hear about today? I wonder. You just want me to do like a general what's my future type of thing? Also, this hoodie that I'm wearing right now is my favorite hoodie ever. It's so cool. It has dragons and shit on it. Oh my god. I love it so much. Okay. Give me this. Jobs? You want it to be jobs? What is with you and jobs? Are you okay? I know you're always looking for money and jobs. Okay. Tarot gods, please give us a 3-card reading for Faded so he can learn about whatever he needs to about his jobs and his future on jobs. Okay, we need one more. I'm gonna close this so it's not in the way. We need one more card about jobs, please. I'm always getting them in reverse. Wait, are my cards upside down? No, I literally just what? Wait, what? They were upside down. I just sorted these. Hold on. Okay. I'm turning them around. Oopsies. Okay. One more card, please, for Faded so he can learn about his future and whatever he... Oh my gosh! Whatever he needs to know about his jobs and stuff. Whether it be for money or finances. Okay. Oh, that looks like something we've gotten before. So we have the star. Ooh, you're the star. Okay. We have 10 of elixirs. And we have the king of rods. Let's see, let's see. I'm so enthralled. I'm in a little book here because I'm not an expert, but I'm studying. Okay. I actually haven't gotten the star before, so this is gonna be my first time reading up on that one. So oh, dude, next time someone redeems a tarot reading, I'm gonna have you pick between three other three other stacks that I have because I love this one. Okay, I love this one, but I was gifted some other things by Zombie, and I really really want to use them. So if the next time someone redeems a tarot reading, I'll give you the option between those. Okay, so the star. Ahem. The star brings with it a renewed sense of hope and peace. Any challenges you faced recently are about to move into the past, and you can focus on your positive aspects of your life. You have the ability to shine brighter than ever before, and even to guide others into a wonderful future. But you need to remain optimistic about your newfound sense of purpose. The star assures you that anything you do with great success and your wishes will be fulfilled. It heralds good news and rest and relaxation, satisfaction, and a period of study in order for knowledge to grow. So rather than immediately finding a new job, this feels like you need to be doing research on what it is that you want to do. I feel like this is very similar to last time. I'm gonna say, remember how I said you need to do shadow work to understand yourself and to look inside yourself on like what you need? This is giving that. You need to be like knowledgeable on yourself, and you need to like look into the things that will benefit you for your job. I think if you're looking for a more creative path or something with money, or if you're looking for something to like fulfill yourself, I guess. So now we have the elixirs. 10 of elixirs. The 10 of elixirs is a very positive card to receive in a reading. There is a sense of comfort and harmony surrounding you and your loved ones, perhaps manifesting in a stable home life, enough money for your needs and then some, and someone special to share it all with. The future looks bright in terms of relationships with this card. Any past conflicts are forgiven, and unconditional love is possible because of the mutual respect you share. Okay, I remember getting this card before with somebody else, and they had kind of a torn relationship with their family. Not related at all, but it kind of just reminded me of that. Manifesting a stable home life, enough money for your needs, and someone special to share it with. I know that you're always talking about relationships when we do these readings. um yeah, so it seems like with these two, you need to look into yourself, know what you want, and then you need to, I don't know, like it seems like this one is more like manifestation than, well, I feel like a lot of the cards that we get, it's like you need to be working for it. Like you need to physically be doing something to work towards a goal. But for this one, it's talking about more manifestation, like it'll come to you. But still, I think that there is some like work you need to be doing. Like manifestation is not just I can think negatively about what's going on and it'll just come out when I need it. It's more like you need to be thinking hopeful about this kind of thing. You also need to be like, what is the word I'm trying to think of? Hopeful, optimistic, like all this stuff. You can't just say like, "Oh, my car is shitty." Like, "Oh, I hate having my car. It breaks down all the time and whatever." You need to be like, I really wish I could get a new car you know, I love this model of cars, or I really wish I could get enough money to buy a new car. Like, you need to think positive manifestation, if you understand what I'm talking about. But next we have the King of Rods or King of Wands. My cards are a little bit different. Okay, so the King, we've gotten this last time. The king is passionate, strong, and bursting with seductive energy. He is magnetic and charming and uses these traits to get what he wants. Unfortunately, not everyone is aware of his motives, and he can easily hurt the feelings of his admirers. The king wants you to use your strength and personal power to achieve your goals. Your natural gifts are heightened, and you have many tricks at your disposal to get things done. Okay, this literally clarifies it, dude. Like, everything that you're looking for is inside of you, and you just need to find it. You just need to work hard on, you know, looking into yourself, seeing what. Oh my god, wait. I just had like a correlation. Oh. So you asked me to do a reading about jobs. What the what the fuck? I don't know if you heard that. I hope you didn't. You asked me to do a reading about jobs. To me, and to this, it seems like your job is self-healing, Faded. Your job needs to be um it needs to be like looking in yourself to achieve your goals that you're looking forward to in order to make yourself feel better. Like, this is all super positive. You don't need to overthink this kind of thing. You don't need to go out of your way to stress about, like, you know, not having enough money, not having the right job, not being unhappy, like all that kind of stuff. Like, it is right in front of you. It is in your freaking head. You just need to like sit down with yourself and manifest what you need to manifest: happiness, a relationship, health, and prosperity, and it'll come to you. It's already there, dude. You just need to like let it in. You just need to let it in. Anyway, I think that's all I can give you right now. Um, but yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Okay. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'm gonna be putting these cards back in, hopefully the right way. So, I hope I was able to give you some insight on what it is that you needed. But I will take my leave now. I must begin to get ready. I hope you guys all have a good night. Hopefully I'll be back on Saturday and we can do Rift stuff, because I know I kind of use today as my Saturday stream. But I'm thinking of changing the way I do things a little bit. It's kind of weird, you know, things going on and stuff. I said last week on Saturday that I was gonna stream, I was gonna see how it is, and then kind of go from there. But you know, I've been thinking, like, should I change my work schedule? Should I change my stream schedule? Maybe should I just change the way that I've been doing things? I'm not really sure. Because Saturdays are like really crunched for me. It's just like I want to take it chill, because I literally like I go to work in the morning, I come home early, and then the next day I have to go to work early again. So it's like I don't want to be doing like horror streams or something that stresses me out a lot. I just want to like chill in that time and be fine. I need to think for a minute. Okay, go think. Go think. Go write something down. I don't know. Go get a freaking piece of paper and a pencil. Dude, that's like all you need. That's all you need. That's what I'm saying. Um but rather than doing what I normally would do, which Saturday is like my indie games day where I can just play whatever I want, I was thinking of doing just like whatever chill game that I have. Like I've been getting into Spiritfarer and I probably got halfway through it. So I'm like, if I do Spiritfarer or if I do Final Fantasy or something on Saturday, that might be it. And I might only be able to stream for like 3 hours because I gotta wake up early in the morning anyway. So, meow. What the fuck is that manga name? My New Girlfriend is Not Human. What? Wait, what? What? Hold on. My New Girlfriend. I'm like completely spelling it wrong right now. Why is it new? What is this? Is this it? I don't think. Well, oh, 120 chapters? Avatar, what have you gotten me into? It's ongoing. It's a shonen. Okay. Romance, supernatural, monster girl. Well, what is she? Story about a 28-year-old salaryman Haru Ikeda and his new girlfriend Taya. I'd love to see it. That's great. I'll have to take a look. Wait, when did this come out? Does it say? Ongoing. 15 days ago. Wait, 100. Whoa, wait, whoa. 197 days ago. Why did you just see it? Why are you telling me this? How long? Hold on. How long is 197 days? 97. Is it gonna calculate? Hello? Oh, wait. December. Oh. So it came out in December. That's nice. That's good to hear. Okay, well anyway, I'm getting distracted. Sorry. I'm gonna go. I gotta. I'm gonna be here forever if I don't. I love you guys so much. I'll see you later. Mwah. I'll be back on Saturday. Let's do a movie night tomorrow, okay? Of all the 28 later movies and stuff. Um uh it's not that late, so I feel like I can't really do my outro. But just remember, take care of yourself, eat some dinner, eat some lunch, whatever time it is for you. Um, if you need to take a shower and, you know, go pet your animals, go give your family members some attention. I don't know, whatever you have to do to make yourself feel better about tomorrow. And I'll see you on Saturday. Goodbye, and goodbye. See you. Bye. Ah!